Now before I actually get into this review, I do just want to let you guys know that I'm kind of trying out a different approach to the audio on this video. As you can see, I'm holding my microphone a little bit lower, just because I've noticed in the past when I'm in the middle of a sentence and I'm maybe breathing, like it's just it's too loud. It's kind of taking up too much of the noise in the video, so I'm gonna hold it just a little bit lower. I can see right now actually it's like just this like red bump on the bottom. I mean, that could be anything if you're not sure what it is. Hip Hop 50 Volume 1 is an EP, not an LP. This is an EP this time that I'm talking about. It was just recently released, and I guess you could say it was curated by DJ Premier. It's 5 tracks long. Each track has like at least one feature on there, and this is part of a series of 10 EPs that'll be coming out. I'm not sure like what the span will be in the other 9 EPs. This is the first one though, celebrating 50 years of hip hop. And to my knowledge, each release is going to be from a different producer. I saw when I looked it up that Swizz Beatz is going to be involved with production. No ID, Mike Will Made It. And so I was already pretty intrigued by this project just based off of the sort of series that it's a part of. And also, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to believe that hip hop has been around for 50 years now. I know that's not 50 years in the mainstream, because I believe Rapper's Delight in 1979 was the first like major hit single that had rapping in it. So I'm guessing 1972 was just when it really kind of got its origins started. This EP starts off with Letting Off Steam featuring Joey Badass, which, seeing his involvement here, did have me kind of questioning why, since, you know, considering some of the other names on here, I was assuming they were just going to be more seasoned rappers like that, people that have been around for multiple decades at this point. And it's not that I don't like Joey Badass, but, you know, he hasn't really been around for that long. It was actually 10 years ago recently when his first mixtape came out, so, you know, even though it's a decade, it's still, I think, relatively modern for an artist. But honestly, my hesitation went out the door very quickly because I really dug this opening track. I was really into this boom bap inspired instrumental, which fits perfectly with Joey Badass in his style. I like the guitar melody that's playing throughout, and, you know, lyrically Joey is just kind of feeling himself, kind of talking about how good he is and all, but I think that kind of fits well with the overall theme of this project, it being a celebration of hip hop. You want to obviously look back on all the good things about it, so I don't mind this sort of bragatory attitude that he's going for. The next track, Remy Rap, featuring Remy Ma and Rhapsody, felt kind of like an 80s throwback. I heard a little bit of Beastie Boys in there as well. I don't know if I'm the only one that hears that, like Paul's Boutique, Beastie Boys. And that's one thing that's kind of interesting about a majority of the tracks on here, is that you can kind of pinpoint which era they're sort of deriving from, which style, which subgenre of hip hop was the inspiration for it. In my mind, Rhapsody did out-rap Remy on this one, but I think that they both did a very good job. Both brought plenty of charisma on this one. Then we have the next track, Beat Breaks, featuring Nas, which honestly just kind of sounds like a Nas song. It doesn't really sound like it could be derived from a certain era, but I'm liking this one quite a bit as well, and I'm liking the humility that Nas brings to the table here. As in certain parts of the track, he's talking about his come up in the rap game and just what he's grateful for from what rap has given to him. But then of course there's like rappers that he's saying he's too rich now, so all that money you can keep it, and it's like, okay, humility kind of out the window, but it's fine. I will say that I think that Terrible Twos featuring Run the Jewels is, if there is like a misstep in this album, I would say this is the one on it. I'm liking DJ Premier's production on this one. He does the production on the entire album, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that yet. Liking this instrumental quite a bit. It's a little more horrorcore inspired, but I'm a little bit underwhelmed by what Killer Mike and LP are talking about. Their performances I thought were kind of just okay, and I do think that also the record scratching gets to be a little bit too much, especially this one sample of Drake from the song Forever. You guys might remember there's a part where he says, "Boy, ain't nothing to play with."
Boy, ain't nothing to play with.
And that honestly just got on my nerves. I did not need to hear Drake on this EP here. He kind of ruined the song for me. But things close out very well with the song The Root of All featuring Slick Rick and Lil Wayne. This to me sounds straight out of the Bling era, which is kind of like mid to late 2000s-ish. And I think this is one of the more engaging instrumentals on this entire release. Just the different textures in the sounds. There's this snare that sounds like a hi-hat. There's also some jazz influence in this beat as well, and I think that Slick Rick and Lil Wayne both kind of killed it on this one. I think Lil Wayne in particular, he like changes his voice up a couple of times. His flow goes through a few different phases. And yeah, that's it. It's just those 5 tracks for this release. It's short, it's only 14 minutes long approximately. But this was a very enjoyable listen. I liked a lot of the stuff on here a lot. I liked a lot of the features that were present. Fantastic production by DJ Premier throughout the entire thing. If I had any nitpicks with it, I would say that the subject matter gets a little bit redundant going from track to track. And then there's just that one song, Terrible Twos, that I thought was alright, a little bit underwhelming though, compared to the other ones especially. But for me overall, Hip Hop 50 Volume 1 is getting an A-. Thought it was great. I'm really looking forward to what else comes out from this hip hop series celebrating 50 years of hip hop. I think it's a great start, and I'm just really looking forward to what they come out with next, and especially what the features are going to be, because I'm aware of at least most of the producers that are going to be working on this, but like, who else are they going to get? I mean, I can envision maybe some Wu-Tang Clan members. I think it'd be awesome to hear someone like Rakim, or I guess if we're talking about newer faces, I mean, I don't know. It's the list could just go on and on of different artists we could hear. I'm really excited to see what they do next. If you've heard this, let me know what you think about it. Some of your favorite tracks. All right, take care, everyone. Peace out.